Just a little note, before I start the video, this whole thing was made back in November, and I have been waiting until now to release it, because these gifts are going to be going out as of tomorrow, though it will have been Sunday, when this video has been released. By the time this video is released, everyone will have already known what they've gotten, and so there's no worries to any of my friends having spoilers. So on that note, let's get to the video, shall we? Okay, so I found a website and I downloaded this clip art of some D&D dice. I'll put a link in the description as to where I got it. Can't remember the name of it right now. So if you want to do something like this yourself, you could do it with this exact same clip art, or you could find some other clip art or just draw it on there yourself, but I'm not very good with geometrical shapes, so I decided to just print some out, make it easier on myself. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these and I'm going to stick them where I want them on the cup, and we'll go from there. Okay, now that I've got these all cut out, I'm going to take some Scotch tape and I'm gonna tape them on all the way around my mug. Okay, then if you're doing the same thing I do, or whatever you choose to do, you want to make sure it's all around. You could have used glue for this. It might have been a little easier. The only problem is, if you mess up, which I actually did a little bit on this, you won't be able to take it off, more than likely, especially depending on your glue. Also, the drying time would take forever, and you risk getting glue on your actual mug, even though you put the Scotch tape all over it. So that's why I would just go with the tape being it measure with the Scotch, because it makes it a lot easier, and if you mess up you can fix it better. So now that I've done this, I am going to take my X-Acto knife and I am going to cut around the shapes, trying to get into the Scotch tape, but also you need to be careful not to actually cut the cup. It's a lot of delicate procedure. It's like surgery, people. I would assume, in the sense of, like, you know, art. But let's, you know, so you gotta be careful. You don't want to cut yourself in the process of all this. I'm sure I'm making people who are more skilled with an X-Acto blade cringe, more than likely, what I do. But yeah, you want to make sure you get under there. You gotta get under all the tape. You want to, because in the end what you're going to do is you're going to use this is your template, and you're using it to get that bottom tape out, because it'll help you when you're actually painting and things like that. It's a bit hard to explain. It'll be easier and more understandable once it's actually done. But yeah, so you got Scotch tape coming off already. You want to make sure the clear tape's already coming off. We want to make sure that tape below is also going to come off, and everything. Like I said, this is a very delicate procedure, and you gotta be careful yourself, because this is all risky, and this is very easily, because of the unsteadiness of this whole project, and the fact that I am using sharp pointy things, which I should not be allowed to use sharp pointy things because I tend to hurt myself fairly easily. You are risking at all times. Oh wait, no, I messed up. You don't want to do that. Don't listen to me. Just watch. I can't explain. You do not want to, you will always risk, where was I going with any of this? I don't remember. Okay. Point is, be careful. Sharp, pointy things cut and they hurt. Take this from somebody who has cut themselves on non-sharp, pointy objects multiple times, and that hurts, and that takes skill. I am danger prone as is, so be careful. Surprisingly, I have never cut myself with an X-Acto blade yet. I've known people who have, and it is not fun, and it is not a good sight. But the point of all this is be careful. Make sure you know what you're, if you are young, as I don't know how old everybody is who watches my videos, get an adult to help you. This is, like I said, this is very difficult. There are easier ways to do this, but like I said, I'm not good with geometrical shapes, and it would make it very difficult for me to get this properly. Because I could have just gone on this thing and started painting right away, willy-nilly, and would have had no problems, but unfortunately that is not the case in this situation. So, yeah. Just, again, be careful. We don't want anyone getting hurt. We don't want anybody having bloody fingers. None of that stuff. I'm going to finish this off. And then you can see what I mean by this is just your template and you're going to peel everything out from under. Okay. Now I've cut this. It's hard to see. I'm going to see if everything worked or not. I gotta find the right spot because this is a thing where there's like tape everywhere. I'm going to see if everything worked. I don't know. Now one thing you could probably do is just rip everything off really fast. But I want to save this and reuse it because I am actually making several cups. But if you're only making one and you're only using the design one time, you'd only need to do this once. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm not doing that though. I am putting my life through, I'm putting myself through hell and back because I am technically making 10 of these, if not more, as gifts for friends. So yeah, let's see, can I get all this off? Not, no. I guess the first thing I should check and see is if I can't get any of the spots that I cut here. Let's see here. Well, it looks like I made some cuts. Let's see. Can we get it off? Ooh, don't do what I'm doing. Don't do what I'm doing. This is dangerous stuff and definitely not worth cutting yourselves. I am a somewhat professional. Hey, something's happening. Oop. Careful, careful, careful. Can we get everything? You also gotta remember, like, find your cuts. This is annoying as can be. Let's see. Is that working? I think it's working. Woohoo! Oh yeah. This is totally working, I think. Oh, gotta be careful not because we're getting into dangerous area. I'm gonna peel this the rest of the way. Now that you've removed the tape, we can start painting it. Getting our base coat down for paint and everything. So why don't we do that? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take some white paint and we're going to paint this thing. Oh boy, it's crunchy. I don't like that. Oh, what is it? You want to get non-toxic paint. It'll help. It'll be the best thing for you, this project, especially if you're going to have somebody like use this in the future. You don't want anything with toxicity, or you may risk somebody's health, and you don't want to do that. So just get non-toxic paint, and probably better paint than what I got. I got some paint from like the dollar store because I forgot to get actual white paint, and I need glue sticks too. I don't know. Just get non-toxic white paint. You might have to do a few coats, but that's okay. That's typical with a lot of things like this, especially with darker bases. And this is a darker base. You want to go all around it. And if you want to put color on top, and you do want to put white down first, because otherwise you're not going to get the color that you want. And I want nice colors. I want my colors to pop a little bit, so it's good to put down the white base, and you want to get it as white as you possibly can and everything. So don't be afraid to take a little break every now and then to let it dry. It's okay. This will take a couple coats, like I said. I'm guessing this will take roughly 2 to 3, but we'll see. I will come back at you after a little bit here and let you know. So after painting my mug white, I went in and I sketched out with a purple pencil what I want, where I want everything, like all my dice to go on here. And I plan on doing several different colors. In fact, I'm going to do the whole rainbow, which is why, oh man, things are falling. I have all the colors of the rainbow. Each die is going to be a different color, starting off with red all the way to purple. The colors, these are all apple barrel, because like I said, I want everything to be non-toxic. And I actually went to the store and got paint finally. But we got Cardinal Crimson, Pumpkin Orange, Neon Yellow, Parakeet Green, Cobalt Hue, Blue, so Cobalt Blue I guess, and Petunia Purple. Oh, Petunia's so cute. This should be fun. Let's see what happens. Start off by taking this triangle. We're going to start off with the Cardinal Crimson, of course, right after I open it. So we're going to start off by painting the D4, which is right here. And I'm just going to make that red. I still have the tape on here, so there shouldn't be any problems. And the reason I went and put a white down is so that this red can still be opaque when everything's all said and done. I do have to be careful. This is why I have lines down in order to know where my limits do come, because I want to go with these limits. They're meant to help. Now, one thing we could do is let this dry, and we can move on to another one of the colors, but we don't want to do one of the dice that are right next to it. Though if you are making more than one of these, like I said earlier, I am, you can actually, especially if you got color left over like I do, you can just go and start working on those other ones, especially if they're the same colors. And that's what I'm going to do off camera, with my other cups that I'm working on, because it's all the same. I'm doing the entirely the same design on all these cups, minus maybe a shift in the dice, but that's about it. So I'm going to let this dry and go work on those off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll do the next color and so forth from there. This thing is looking real iffy. Oh boy. Trying to get this tape off. Ooh, paint's coming right off. Not what I wanted, but that's okay. Ooh, they're gonna be a little jagged. I don't know if that's a really. Oh no no no! That it's coming right off. Surgery time. Don't do that. So nope. Please don't do that, no. Whew, okay. I think it's okay. Oh, no, no. this is, oh no, 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 no. Oh, this is a nightmare. Oh God. It's just wants to come right off. It's not good. Tape off. Stay. Okay. Not the prettiest sight in the world, but I've got some paint pens, so maybe I can fix it up. I don't know. Got these paint markers called Top Notch. They're also non-toxic, so that these ugly little cup might still be usable. Gotta shake it up, of course. Make any. Just gonna. Oh, I do not want to scrape the backside of that. I went in on here and I already. What is it? I already put a little bit of a sketch lines, if you can tell, with my purple pencil. I'm going to use this black for an outline. There we go. Okay. Let's just see how this goes. Oh boy. This could make it, I think. This could fix everything. We'll see. Never used a paint marker before. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I've never used a fine tip paint marker before. I have a white paint marker that I use occasionally. So I'm slightly familiar with it. But I have not used the brand Top Notch before. This is my first time. Found it at our local craft store, so. Oh no! Well, this is why this is my practice. Yeah, no. Oh well. This is my mug anyways. Doesn't matter if it's pretty. I just wish this thing would stop getting... Oi. And that's kind of cool. Oi. I don't know how I feel about these paint markers. It could just be because of the surface I'm painting on, or it could actually just be the markers. I really don't know. Having never used these before, I have no idea. Oh no, 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 not again, not again, not again. Yeah. It wants to just tear at the paint. This paint really wants to chip. This project is annoying, to say the least. I'm glad I did it though, because I've never done something like this, but still. Ugh. No, stay. Don't be peeling off on me. No, no. And there it goes. So I was afraid of. Yeah, I don't think I really like these markers that much. Though it could just be the surface I'm working on, and it just says, and that they don't like that surface, because I mean they're getting really pigmented on paper, but it does not like this surface. I don't know. I don't have enough experience with paint pens to know anything about them, really. But whatever. And thinking about this, I don't think I'm ever going to actually use this cup. If I use it for anything, I might just use it as a pencil holder. But at the rate this is going. Because, ooh, this is not the prettiest thing in the world, I'm going to guess, if I'm honest and everything. This is pretty hard to look at. And honestly, I don't know if I really like it. But we'll see. Who knows? I might be surprised in the end. I mean, that's happened to me before, so. Where I hate it through the entire process, but then at the end of it, I actually don't mind it. If you remember my Okami video, I hated that through most of it. Especially, I mean, I had a great idea with it. I liked the idea, and then I started to hate it as time went on because it was turning into a monstrosity. You never know. This monstrosity might actually be salvageable. It might actually look really cool, just like that one did. There's hope, but I kind of doubt it. Ooh, no, 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 not again. Especially with how much the paint does not want to stay on the cups. I don't know. We'll see. And I feel like this paint marker just hates me because, yeah, this whole process is just, I don't know. I feel, man, come on, work. Alright, we're almost there, I think. Just a few more things to do. How many times do I have to shake this thing for it to work again? Oi, without having to work! Not happy, not happy, not happy. I'm not enjoying this. Not one bit. This is why I stick to paper or canvas. Nothing wants to work. There we go. Alright, let's see how this looks so far. I mean, it's not terrible. It's one of those, I think if I look at it from far away and not too closely, it doesn't look so bad. Not quite done yet. There's something else I want to do real quick. But I need this to be dry before I proceed. And I gotta sketch that out real quick. Okay, you know what? I'm changing my idea for this. I'm just gonna put my initials right on the bottom of this. Or actually I'll put my name, I think. I don't know. Because I do not want to put it on the designs, because I just don't want to go through that hassle. We'll see how this works. I might put my name, I might just put my initials, I don't know. I got a gold marker that I'm hoping will work, so... There we go. Alright. think I could fit my name in here. A M B E R. I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to do anything? I mean, that's kind of cool, but I feel like it needs a little something. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this project. Everything looks okay. There's a few things I still have to do. See if I can't get this little something. Yeah, okay, these markers aren't terrible. It's the fact that I'm doing it over the paint and the paint does not want to stay. That's the problem. Just going over these is not bad. I think when I do the actual cups for my friends though, I'm not going to, like when I put their names down, I'm not going to do this black border. This is just for me. I think I will put their names on the bottom. Hopefully those ones will work a little better. I don't know. They could also just be monstrosities like this one. But, you know what? They're my friends. They're gonna love them no matter what. And if they don't, I don't care. I made it. They can accept their presents. Though by the time you guys see this video, they have already have accepted my horrible cups and everything, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about any of this. Would I do this again? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe if I had a better design and I was doing a little something else. I don't know. To be honest, I really don't know if I would do this again. It was fun. It looks interesting. It didn't actually take very long for me to make it. The only thing is it's doing it and actually getting things done. I've got one last thing I need to do with this, and then I can say it's finally complete. I really want to add a little something here. Okay, that's stupid. But I just need to. I'll add their names bigger on the other one. I should also sign this before I forget. I mean, that's sort of. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Yeah, I've got one last thing I gotta do on this, and then I'll probably come back with a couple little words. Maybe. I don't know. So I just got one last thing to do. I'm gonna sign my name real quick here, and then I have, oh my gosh, I totally messed up how to, my thing. I honestly don't even know what I'm doing today. I can't do anything. Oh boy, this is my worst signature ever. Oh well, at least it's in black. You're not gonna even notice. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to cover this in, where is it? Let me find it real quick. So, I've got some Mod Podge here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this in the hopes, oh, sorry, I'm going to cover this in Mod Podge. It's glossy, so in the hopes that it's you know, maybe this is salvageable and and everything will stick. I don't know, but we're gonna find out together. Yeah. And this is glossy, like I said, so that'll be kind of cool. It is non-toxic, if I remember reading correctly, because I was thinking of using this as a drinking cup, but now I'm not quite so sure. But we'll just see. So, I think it's a non-toxic somewhere. I don't know. Can't remember. I could have sworn it said non-toxic. Yep. See, it says it's, I don't know if you can really see, but right there it says it's non-toxic. So, this should be safe. Yeah, so, I don't know, might as well get this thing done. So, yeah. Gross. Ugh, it stinks. Ew. This is disgusting. Why is it all the non-toxic stuff stinks so bad? Ugh. Just so gross. Hopefully I didn't just ruin this. If not, it doesn't matter. They're pretty easy to come by. The blades. Oof. Gross. Okay. Hopefully this will dry clear. It looks like it will, as long as I do it nice and... Oh, and don't worry about this brush. This is a very cheap brush that a friend gave me, and they didn't like it, and honestly, I'm just using it to put on glue-like substances, so it doesn't matter if it gets ruined. Yay for cheap brushes. So, yeah. Hopefully, this will keep everything nice and sealed and give it a nice glossy finish. I hope. As I have said probably more than once in this video, I have never done this before. Never painted on a cup before. I mean, I'm used to painting. I mean, I've used Mod Podge. Granted, the only other Mod Podge I used was glitter Mod Podge, which I love that stuff. It's awesome. But I have used all these. I have used paints many times. I like acrylics. Granted, I don't usually use non-toxic acrylics because I just don't really like their consistency. Unless I can't get anything else or I'm really like low on funds, then I use them. But more often than not, I try to go for deco art or folk art paints. They're a little more expensive than the non-toxic brands, but like Redbubble, but they're not terrible. And honestly, I think they work a lot better. But I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, this might work. I don't know. We're about to find out what is going to happen. Oh, that bottom's up, looking pretty good. I don't know if you can see that. So it does dry clear, as we can see from the bottom, which is nice. And that was what I had hoped for. And hopefully, this will seal everything in so that maybe, just maybe, if I really want to use this as an actual drinking cup, I can, and not be afraid that it might get severely damaged when I wash it. What are you? You should not be there. Get off, get off, get off. Gross. But again, we will have to see. I have no idea what I'm doing. Story of my life. I do think I'm going to come back in here with a secondary coat of this, just because I don't want to, I mean, it should be fine with the secondary, but just to be safe, I want everything to be, oh, what is the word I'm looking for? I want to make sure everything will stay, especially if I decide to use this as a drinking cup and wash it. And this is technically my, as I'm sure I've said already in this video, this is technically my test cup for a bunch of presents that I've made for friends, or I'm going to make, I should say, for friends, for Christmas. It's something I normally do. Yeah, I'll come back in here and I will do a secondary coat after a while just to see how this works before I actually implement it on any of my other cups. Oh man, I mean, that's kind of cool. This doesn't need, oh yeah, look at that. It's practically dry already. It's still a little tacky because it says it needs like 30 minutes or so, but I mean, look at that. That's shiny. That's cool. I will do secondary coats on everything. Let that dry. Oh, I forgot to grab water. And then I'll be doing a secondary coat off camera and come back with a few final words on how I feel about this and if I like it, whether or not this cup is actually usable, because I might as well test that out too. Yeah.
Using the D20 template from the cups, I actually took my computer and I enlarged that so that it would take up an entire space of paper, hopefully being big enough to fit onto the aprons that my husband had bought. I did take a pencil throughout this entire thing after I sort of put the D20 on there, figured out where I liked it. I found I wanted it as high up as possible, but above the pocket. It was a bit of a struggle to even get the apron situated, but once I did, like I said, I took a pencil that there are certain pencils that allow you to draw on fabric, and I used a yellow one and made sort of a template. It's hard to see, but that is why when using my fabric markers, I was able to keep things very well and keep the geometric shapes, which I would never be able to do freehand. So that's why things look so nice and crisp compared to how they probably would have looked. Here I'm using the tulip markers. I have to be honest, the tulip markers were okay. I struggled a lot with them, unfortunately. For one, I had to constantly have a piece of paper underneath because they were going to bleed. If I remember correctly, that might have also happened with the mosaics. I think I just put the tissue paper there to protect, just because I had the issue with the tulips. My biggest problem I had with the tulips, and why I don't know if I'll ever get them again, is that their nibs just did not last long. I got through, so I had to make a total of 10 of these aprons. I barely got through 4, and the nibs started to fray. I managed to flip the nibs, and that helped me to let it go longer, but by the end of it, it was fraying so bad I had to order new fabric pens. And I was just very disappointed with the using it. Granted, when I put them through the wash, the tulip markers didn't actually bleed as bad as the mosaics ones. But again, I don't know if I'd use these again. It could be that my apron was really rough and that's why I had so many problems with it, but I don't know. I honestly don't know how I feel about it. But I just thought I'd let you guys know on that. I mean, this was my first time using paint pens, and part of me liked the Mosaics. They were cheaper. I was able to get a massive pack of like 20, I think, or near 20 for like $15 on Amazon. And compared to when I got the tulips, it was like $2 pen. Here, I thought I'd show you my process with the Mosaics marker, just see, in case you ever decided to do a project like this yourselves, you might get an idea of at least how these two markers worked. I never intended to actually have a comparison, but due to the issues I had with the tulips, I felt it might be necessary. One thing I did like about the Mosaics, besides their price, was that I was able to get a darker color, and it was almost more vibrant than the tulip markers. But again, I had the issue in the wash where the gold Mosaics markers actually bled quite a bit. Some of the aprons were worse than others, unfortunately, but I loved the nibs on these markers because I didn't deal with any fraying that I could see at all. They are still intact. I didn't have to throw them away, and I got through the last 6 aprons on these 2 pens. So if you want to do something like this at home, I'd say do some research, try some things. This was my first time using fabric markers, but so this is my opinion. I like both in a sense. I'd like to try the tulips again, perhaps on a smoother fabric, but I have to say I really do like the Mosaics, even if they bled a bit with the gold. So, use test fabric. It might help you.
So, over the last week, my husband and I have washed the aprons and washed the cups. When washing the cups, I just did a light wash, very soft. I'd recommend that if you decide to do something like this yourselves. It keeps everything from scratching off and keeping that very glossy effect. I think in the end, they all turned out good. It also, with the fact that Mod Podge stinks so bad, it was very helpful because now it doesn't smell like glue. And they're kind of cute. In fact, they're so cute in fact that I actually took some photos with my husband, and wearing the aprons and the cups. I will say there was an unfortunate mishap with the aprons. Some of them ended up bleeding. It's hard to see from far, but I don't know if you can see right there. You can see some bleeding happening. It mainly happened with my newest markers, what were they called again? I've got them somewhere around here. Like, the Mosaics markers. Those ones, unfortunately, when they got washed, I did follow the directions as best, or at least I think my husband followed the directions as best as possible. And some of them ended up bleeding. Primarily it was the gold ended up bleeding pretty bad. The silver was fine. But what can you do? I've never used any of this before. Surprisingly, the tulips didn't actually bleed, even though I'd heard that they might. But I honestly still do not care for the nibs on the tulips. If somehow they could replace the nib, like switch the nib from the Mosaics into the tulip, make something like that, I think the tulips would be really good. But unfortunately they weren't. And the Mosaics, they bled. But, I mean, it looks like it was only just from what I saw in all the aprons, it was only the gold. So, yeah, it was a bit of an unfortunate mishap, but it still looks okay. I still like it. My husband still likes his. because of course I had to make one for us as well. We each have to have our own cup and our own apron, because we're not getting left out of the group presents, because we tend to, for the last 2 years, we've been the ones making the same thing for everybody, because I'm not going to do more work than I have to. And might as well stick to the same design, possibly change 1 or 2 things, but stick to it otherwise, than have to constantly come up with new designs. But yeah, overall, I think these turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. Hey, am I looking like Santa yet? Woo! I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm being weird. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with them. And like I said, I learned a few things along the way, so that makes me pretty happy. And I'm pretty sure my friends are gonna like them too, because, you know, I tried and it was a gift from the heart, because I want everybody to have some fun things, and my husband wanted everybody to have something useful. And who doesn't need an apron and a cup? You can always find a use for them. Somehow, some way. As usual, I'll put some videos somewhere around here for you guys to see if you want to continue watching my YouTube channel. And as always, you guys can find me on Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, and Ko-fi. Occasionally, I will be posting on some of my art that I'm not doing for videos, or about my comic on there, or questions about what I should do next. I've also been posting on Twitter a little bit about possible schedule changes, so if you want to keep up to date on that, best to follow me on there. I post there more than I do on anything else. Nothing much else to say, except, you know, have a safe and fun holiday. Remember to wear your masks and to social distance, even if you are going to be around your family and friends. We're not through this yet, people. And you don't want to lose anyone over the holidays. And if you have to, stay home. Just stay home. It's better to stay home than to risk losing somebody that you care about. In the meantime, like I said, hope you guys have a fun, safe holiday. For those of you that celebrate Christmas, and I know, like I said, Hanukkah's coming up soon, so good luck with that. Stay safe, enjoy your holidays, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!